We are here for the last part of our landscape painting. Now this landscape does not need to be the same as yours, but it's an example of how to do things. So this is completely dry. I'm going to go ahead and rehydrate my brown. Make sure that my green is ready. My blue is good. All right. So I think I'm pretty good. I'm going to make sure there's a little bit of black. So using the colors directly out of here, especially for like secondary colors like green and orange or things like that, they can look really artificial, including the black, or not the black, but the brown. So what I'm going to do is make sure that my green has that yellow in it for the grass again. So I'm again going to just use a little bit of water, mix it into the lid, rinse out my brush, grab some yellow, mix it in there so that it looks more natural instead of an artificial green that's already pre-made. So now I have some yellow in there. I'm going to do some dry brushing. So that means that the paper is dry and I have some paint on my brush, and I'm just going to add some texture, just press down and lift off along the edge here. I'm not going to do the texture everywhere. I'm just going to pick some spots and kind of add that on there, because if I did it everywhere, it would just be too much. So along with the texture of my scoring, I'm now having the texture of my grass, and I'm going to make them longer when they're lower like this. So that makes it more close to us. So the bigger and longer things are for the grass, the more close it looks. So that's pretty good for that side. Pretty natural, uneven. I'm going to add some more along the side of my water here. A little bit more on this side too. And it's a little bit darker than my original, which is good. Gonna add a little bit of grass there, add another layer. It's kind of a medium size. You can see how short those are. And then nice and big. Keep it random. Don't let it get too perfect. There we go. So there's my grass. Rinse out my brush, add some brown. I'm going to take the brown into the lid and add a tiny bit of black so it's not perfectly the same color as what came out of the box. And I'm just going to paint my tree trunk. I painted over the tree trunk a little bit with my greens, and that's okay. Just going to paint back over those greens to make my tree trunk. I'm just going to bring it up and out. So like I talked about when I was painting the green of the tree, I talked about how the brown can cover up the green, so I wasn't too worried about it. So I'm just going to paint that in there. You can see the bark of the tree that I added the scoring on. I'm going to add a few branches, just a few little guys. Remember that branches want to reach up and out. I want to go up and out. Oh. See if I can lift that out really quick. Got a little bit of brown in my green background there. So I'm going to take my brush when it's damp. Yeah, just kind of rub on it lightly to remove that brown with just a damp brush. Kind of press on my napkin with that. So now that brown is out of that spot, which is what I wanted. So if you mess up, you can just kind of remove it pretty easy. Just use a damp brush to kind of wiggle on it. Make sure it's a clean brush, otherwise you'll add color and that won't be good. You don't want more color, you want to get rid of the color. And there is my tree. I could add some little brown rocks down here if I wanted to. Even some gray rocks if I felt like it. But it's close, so you're going to have more texture. So I'm just going to add a little bit on there. Just on the sides of my little river there. And with that, our painting is done. So have fun with this. Don't worry about it if there's some spots like in my background, you can see, or my middle ground as well. You can see there's some white of the page, and that's okay. If you don't like the pencil marks, you can erase some of those areas in the white, but the pencil marks are going to be hard to remove if it's under paint. So that's why I talked about making those pencil lines really light. All right, thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you later.